What's up, you guys? It's your favorite cutie Mel, also the hostess with the mostest, and this is Passion Fruits, the podcast. So this is episode 2. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. I have an amazing guest here today. He works at Fox Sports, which is amazing. He is one half of the Porch podcast and just an amazing human being. So without further ado, Darnell Smith.
What an amazing introduction right there. You're going to have me blushing on as soon as the show starts.
I do what I
I
can.
appreciate that. It's an honor to be here. Appreciate you for wanting me to be on the show.
Of course.
I'm excited to get into it.
Yes, you had me on the podcast, so I definitely wanted to have you on. And, you're just a big personality, as I always say. So it's nice to have you here in the studio.
Of course, man. Before we get started, can I shout out the fit you got on right now, though? Like,
of course.
The glasses, the earrings, the nail, everything's coordinated. I almost left to go change my fit when I came in here, so I got to, there you go. Shout out to the production crew.
Right,
Boy,
exactly.
You doing big out here.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. So before we get into the conversation, I did ask you to bring an affirmation today. Well, not an affirmation, but an intention for today's podcast, if you want to share it.
Yes, I wrote it down. Let me cover it up real quick because you can't see it.
Exactly.
But no, my intention for the year, the word I use is discipline. So I'm gonna, showcase everybody.
Okay.
Discipline. And what I mean by that is I just feel like there's so much going on like in my life, so many opportunities God has blessed me with. And I feel like, in the past, I haven't fully locked in the way I was supposed to on, each of these opportunities. And that way, and that's why some of the opportunities haven't fully came into fruition.
Right.
So this year, I want to really focus on discipline because I think that will lead to my growth. It's kind of a 2-word thing that I had this year.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Yeah, because growth was your first one. Spoiler, I saw his first his first one, so I was like, you had to do it again so it could be a surprise.
Yeah. But it is connected though.
Yeah,
it really is connected. I can't grow without being disciplined. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me, it's like whatever the blessing is, that God throws my way, I got to make sure that I'm really locked in. And I want to maximize each of those opportunities. So I'm just locked in 2024.
Yeah. I love that because I feel like that was my word last year. My intention was discipline because I realized I had a lot going on, but I wasn't really able to reach the full potential because of the lack of discipline in some areas. So I changed a lot, changed my diet, changed my habits, even my money, my spending, so I could have money to produce Passion Fruits podcast.
I love it.
And discipline is important, if you want to grow. So I love that. So I want to start from the beginning. What got you started? What got you interested in media specifically?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So kind of rewinding back, obviously me and you both from Naptown, Indianapolis. Dub C, Far East Side. You know what's going on. So,
the Beast of the East.
Yeah. Keep it going. So that's the foundation, man. Growing up out East, man, didn't have much, you know what I'm saying? I always had what I needed, but didn't have a lot of the wants in life, you know what I'm saying? But I've always been a big dreamer. For whatever reason, I just always felt like I was going to do something bigger than my situation. I didn't know what that was going to be.
Yeah.
At the time, I thought it was going to be football. We all did. You know, I was blessed to earn the full ride scholarship to go play football at Ball State.
Which is amazing.
I appreciate it.
Can we get some claps for that? Audience, let's get some claps for that. Because everybody can't do that.
Come on now.
Everybody don't make it that far.
You said I didn't say
Okay.
So that was huge, man. I was the first person from my immediate family to go to college. So to go to college for free was a huge blessing. We didn't have no money for school. If I didn't get a scholarship, I don't know what I would have done. I'm sure I would have figured it out, but it would have been a whole nother route for me. So earning that scholarship was huge, man. I learned a lot, in college, just becoming a man. It's your first time being out on your own and figuring out how to manage stuff and life, stuff like that. So, at first football was that dream. And then going to my senior year, had a knee injury, and my career pretty much was done. So for that point, it was dang, okay, you're not going to the league like you thought you was. So it's you got to figure it out. So I went to school for business. I got a business degree in marketing. So I didn't go to school for media, broadcasting, journalism, nothing like that. I went to get a marketing degree. So when I first graduated from Ball State, moved back to Nap for a couple years. I had a sales role. I'm cold calling on the phones, and it was a good job.
I know you was killing it. Yeah.
I'm hustling. All my metrics is up. I'm hustling. But if you ever worked in sales, it's one of those jobs where you burn out quick. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you grind it, but you're not really getting those results. Because like in sales, you can't really control everything. Like, you might be doing everything you were taught to do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's still dependent on another person to
to close the deal.
Exactly. So kind of got to a point where I was like, man, I'm starting to get burnt out. And I was working there with my former teammate, Bolo, Brian Jones, both working there. We're both kind of going through some of the same things emotionally with the job and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We were like, man, we need an outlet just to kind of get away, get back reconnected to sports.
Yeah.
So we started our podcast, The Porch. And this was like 2018, I want to say. I had no experience with editing, nothing.
Yeah.
We used to be in the car with our phone recording it.
Yeah.
And just like, hey, what's up? This The Porch. Woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? And like, that was the foundation of just our media. And like, from that point on, started kind of really fall in love with just like being me. You know, I got a big personality, like you said.
Yeah, yeah.
I can talk all day, so it was like,
Just a gap.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, so that was a start, and that led to like everything else. I mean, end up, and I don't want to go too long, but ended up getting an opportunity to come out to LA, obviously, to work at Fox Sports, and that changed my life.
Yeah. So, and I've known you for a while. So, talk about how doing your segment in high school, because we had announcements. I was also on the announcements.
You was a track star too, if I'm not mistaken. Now.
I was a track star too.
I'll be too humble.
Okay, but no. So we had an awesome program at our high school where we got to be anchors essentially. So do you feel like that came full circle for you?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like looking back, like I told you before, we went to school for business, so I didn't know I was gonna be in broadcasting.
Yeah.
But now that I'm in that space and I look back over my life, I'm like, dang, like God did, like He did throw me kind of a hint early
Gave you what you needed,
So had my own little segment called Warrior Warpath. It was every Friday where I was basically promoting like the Friday night game.
And look at you, look at what you're doing. Like it's identical.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that's really crazy. Shout out to Mr. Jared.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Come on now.
But so that's wonderful. Let's talk about 20s. No, actually, I wanted to ask you about something. So, when we have a dream and we get passionate about something, and you really are going after something like football, for instance, how did you handle the time where you had to come to yourself and be like, okay, this is not going to be my path forward anymore? Because that could be devastating for people. Yeah. So how did you get through that, and what was your mental in that time?
Man, it was tough at first. Like when I first got that injury, I thought I was coming back. I tore my lateral meniscus, which is literally like a 2 to 4 week recovery phase typically. But for whatever reason, I don't know what it was, my knee just didn't recover. And I was trying to force it and force it and force it. And then the end of that year came, I got reevaluated again, and the doctor basically said, hey man, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're DQ'd, which means you're disqualified to play. Like your knee, there's something, you lost all this cartilage in your knee. It's not safe. You're not playing. And this was going into my last semester of my senior year. You know what I mean? So I'm just now finding out that I'm done playing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the thing I've been working, can we cuss on here?
Go ahead.
My ass off. I've been working my ass off. Like football was priority 1, 2, and 3. I'm doing everything. I'm a captain. I got agents hitting me up. So it's a reality. I might have opportunity to go to the next level. And then boom, it just stripped away. And it's like, man, those first few months was like, I was like, man, what am I about to do? Like school never was an issue. I had good grades. I know I was gonna get my degree. I wasn't worried about that. But
that was never your play.
That wasn't my play. Yeah. And when you're playing as a sport in college, you don't have time to really be thinking about something else. Football is a full-time job.
Yeah.
We got breakfast check, morning workouts, classes, film. It's like you don't have no time. So it's like, now I got to figure out my life. I got 1 semester left. And I'm like,
oh my God. I feel like just hearing you say that 1 semester to figure out what am I about to do next, that feels like anxiety, stress,
man.
That's what depression. Because I would have been like, whoa.
Yeah. And at the time, I didn't think I was depressed, but when I look back, I do think I was. I had at least a small time where I was kind of depressed because when I first got the news, I remember I came back to my apartment, both my roommates was in the living room. I kind of gave them it was a head nod. Went straight to my room, shut the door, and started crying to myself. Because I'm like, damn, disqualified? You know what I'm saying? It's just your dream gets stripped away. So, but for me, man, again, it's my mindset, I always just have a mindset of you got to figure it out. Especially as a black man, just hey, at the end of the day, nobody's going to care about you, unfortunately. Nobody's going to care about what you're going through. You got to figure it out. You know what I mean? That's life. So it's even though I'm going through this, it's like, all right, Darnell, you gonna sit here and just cry and just and mope and blame people and feel like a victim, or you gonna strap your boots up and go find another path.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I did. And then eventually, you know, and I don't want you to get too spiritual, but I'm a big believer in when you pray and you also are working at the same time at a high level while you're praying, the blessings gonna come.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's gonna be, but it just, in my life, when I look back, a lot of things have just happened to me out the blue because I think I was just living life right, working hard, praying, keeping the faith, and then boom. And that's how the Fox opportunity happened. Like, literally like that. So
wow. So talk to me about that. Like, how has it been working for Fox? Like, has it been surreal?
Yeah, it has been, honestly. Like,
like, cause I'm like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Audience, can we get some applause for that? Like, can we get some applause because that's Fox.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, you know, like I said, you know where we from, so this is a little different. Like, where we from, we don't really like being on TV and working in that type of space doesn't seem realistic when you're younger. I'm not saying you can't do it, obviously, but that's not like, as a kid, I never dreamed about, I'm gonna be on TV and do this. Like, that didn't seem realistic.
And Indiana is so different from a place like here where you see people all the time. You're always running into celebrities. There's sets everywhere. So it's just like, that's a job. Right. But it's not like that in Indy.
Yeah, stars don't really come out to our city like that. It's very rare. Like, just being real. So when I first got like that was when I first walked into Fox, I'm like, damn, like, it's a full-blown studio. I'm seeing them like shoot the actual shows that, you know, I'm a sports fan too, obviously. So like I used to watch these shows. Yeah. So now I'm like, I'm here. And I'm seeing like Shannon Sharp walk past, you know, and Skip Bayless and like and people that I used to, you know, play on Madden, you know, as a kid. They're on our show and I'm shaking their hands. So it's like, damn, like this is crazy. You know, I never got starstruck. I was never like I've never been a starstruck person, but I still like when I sit back and self-reflect, I'm like, damn, that's TJ Houshmandzadeh, or that's Michael Vick, that's Reggie Bush. Like these are people in my childhood who I grew up and like admired, you know what I'm saying? And now I can call them, they're on my phone, you know? So it's like,
it's a contact.
It's just,
girl, it's a contact.
It's just a quick little text, you know, I'm not fluffing this saying.
Right, exactly. It's just the reality.
It's what it is.
The truth, you know?
It's what it is. But no, it's surreal. Like you kind of get used to it, you know? I've been there for about almost 6 years now. So you kind of get used to just seeing them because that's just my life now. Yeah. But again, when I just sit down and think back, I'm like, man, 6 years ago, I would have never imagined doing all the things I've done in the last, 5-6 years. Like I said, being on TV, connecting with people, interviewing people that I had a chance to interview. Like it's, I sat down with
speaking of that. Okay, so let's get into the Porch Podcast. Okay. So did that come before or after Fox?
That was before. So
so you were already doing that.
Yeah, so we started that. Remember, when I was working at my old job, my sales job, me and Bolo were both working there. We need that outlet. So we started then.
Okay.
But at first, it was real just janky, kind of ghetto. We didn't know what we was doing. We hustling. So when I moved to LA, at the time, Zoom wasn't big. Like, I don't think Zoom was even, I don't know if it was even out, honestly. So when I moved to LA, we was like, we might have to shut it down. It's too much. Yeah. So we kind of took a break for like a year, honestly. And then, probably a year and a half. Then the pandemic hits. And then like something just clicked. I'm like, hold on, Darnell. Yeah. At this point, I know how to use Premiere, Photoshop. I didn't learn how to do all that. So I'm like, hold on, I know how to produce now. Yeah. So like, hold on, hey, Bolo, you trying to run it back? Like, we can do this for real now.
Everything's virtual now.
It's everything virtual, and I know how to actually do it. We can make this nice. So he's like, bet. So so when the pandemic hit, we really started like running it up and getting all types of guests because I got really good connections now. So it's just like it made it just a lot easier, and that's why I said Fox was the platform that just kind of set up everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. So I saw that you interviewed Maya. Yeah. What was that like?
That was surreal.
Yeah, because I seen you was proud of that. So talk more about that. How is she as a person and how did that come about?
Man, she's an amazing person, first of all, man. Super humble, down to earth. Yeah. Like just a peaceful spirit too. Like being around her, she just like calms you down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She just so
peaceful energy.
Yeah, just relaxed. And as much success as she had, you could sometimes when you meet your stars, you get a little nervous. You don't know how they're gonna really act. You know what I'm saying? I've heard some bad stories where you meet your biggest star and they treat you like crap. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
So it's like her though. She was like a regular person. You know what I'm saying? And it was a grind to make sure I got it set up, though. It literally took all summer going back and forth with her team.
Oh, nice.
She had a performance out here in August, in Long Beach actually. And basically, I had to make sure I took care of her room for Extra Day, which obviously makes sense. She literally stayed here Extra Day just for me, do my podcast. So I was like,
wonderful.
Bet. So I did that. Make sure she had some food and stuff she need.
Yeah.
She's vegan. I got the Chipotle bowl, no meat. You know what I'm saying? And then we just sat down and she was just herself, and it was like it was seamless. It was like what we're doing right now. So
wonderful.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Shout out to Maya.
Shout out to Maya. Yeah, she's so cool.
Okay, that's cool. So it's a brand new year. Do you have anything in particular that you want to accomplish this year, 2024?
Yeah, man. I just like I said, everything I'm doing, like I love everything I'm doing. I just want to elevate everything I'm doing.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like you're already living the life that you want to live. It's just a continuous evolution of everything.
Yeah, exactly. Just bigger and better of what I'm already doing. You know, I had a meeting with my co-host for the Porch Bolo like a week ago. Who was like, all right, it's the top of the year. Let's just discuss like what are some things that we lacked in last year? How can we improve? What segments can we do better? Let's look at the metrics. What worked? What didn't work? Just, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like we already got some dope stuff going on. It's just a matter of just execution, discipline, like I said earlier, and making it just pop even more. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of where I'm at right now.
Wonderful. So I feel like when I meet successful people like yourself, I always feel like the common thread is like a mindset, like the way that you view things, how you handle obstacles, how you overcome things. So maybe can you speak to how you got the mindset that you have, how you stay so positive about things, where that come from? Like where was that instilled in you?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I was raised right. I'll say that, tight-knit family. Shout out to Mom Deuce, man. You know what I mean? I got to shout out my pops, too.
Pops, too.
Our relationship was weird at some time, but at the end of the day, that's my pops. And without him, I wouldn't be who I am today either. Though.
Absolutely.
So I got to shout out both my parents and stuff like that. So that played a role. My faith, faith in God, that's without that, I ain't even here right now. So that, too. And then, I don't know, it's weird, man, because I always look back, I'm like, I've always been this way. When I was a little kid, people who've known me since I was in elementary, I ain't changed too much.
You're the same.
Like, I'm the same old Darnell, happy, positive. I have my moments. I'm a human. I have my moments where I'm not, as optimistic.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like if you live life the right way and you work hard and you keep that belief that you can do whatever you want to do, like I don't see why anybody would be restricted from doing anything.
Yeah.
When I see some of the biggest stars, when I see a Beyonce, I see a Lil Wayne, I see whoever, you know, Denzel, it's like I don't think like people were just literally born and it was like, all right, you gonna be a billionaire. Like, nah, I mean, I think we're blessed with gifts.
Yeah.
And those people have maximized their gifts to be at that level.
Yeah.
But I think we all can be very successful no matter what your foundation is. And that's what I try to preach. Cause like being from the hood, being from the east side, being from Indiana, I understand there's a lot of like potholes, literally. That you gotta watch out. That you gotta drive through and maneuver, but you can maneuver. It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah. Yes. I love that because I think I had posted something on my Passion Fruits page. It was something inspirational, and there was someone who commented something along the lines of like, "Oh, well, that's only for these kind of people because X, Y, and Z." And I'm just like, I had to just tell him like, don't let anybody hold you back, like including yourself. Because sometimes people can get caught up in blaming everybody else. And of course, there are forces and things and societal things that can be disadvantages. But ultimately, nobody has the power to like stop you from being all that you can be, because at the end of the day, we're all equal. God loves everybody. So it's like, if you really tap in, like, you can do that. So
you can do it. Like I said, I mean, listen, somebody might, if we run a race, there's certain people that got a crazy head start because of their family, because of skin tone, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But that don't mean you can't catch up and pass them and run that race. You just got to do more, maybe.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that you can't be great, because I feel like sometimes people equate like greatness with popularity and numbers, but I feel like it's the impact that you make. So when you're doing positive things, when you're creating opportunities for people, when you're operating at your highest self, like that is also like notable, So that's super cool. So I feel like this is a great time for me to have a little break. We got to pay some bills around here.
Okay.
So here we have the Lock Love Rose Water. Make sure that you guys get some of this. It's great for your face, your hair, especially if you're natural. I'll just do a little demo for you guys.
Ooh, okay. Smell good too.
Don't it?
Wish I had some locks.
See? Yes, so good, so moisturizing. So if you don't like oily products for your hair, you want to stay moisturized, pick some of this up. It's on passionfruitsla.com. And yes.
She really using it, y'all. This ain't no, it's just for real right now.
It's not a gimmick. Like, I use this every single day. So
I love it.
Alrighty. So let's hop into the next segment. So I did ask you to bring something special. Were you able to bring something?
I did bring something special.
Okay.
With the quotes, because like when y'all see it, I'm like, what? That's special?
Yeah, yeah.
But once I pull it out, you'll understand, and I'll explain to you.
Okay. Yes.
This is crazy. Now listen, this is a laptop case, y'all.
Okay.
With a laptop in here. So everybody like, how's that special to you? Anybody that knows me, especially now that I'm in this space, this production space, I always have this thing with me all the time, 24/7. And for me, it's a sign of obviously being a creative, number one.
Yeah.
But also number two, just belief. And what I mean by that is like, I've always prided myself in being the hardest worker in the room, right? And the reason why I do that is because I honestly believe that whatever I'm doing, I can achieve it. I really believe that in my mind. So like the laptop and the laptop case is just literally a sign, a token of just showing you that like whatever the challenge is, I'm with that.
You
like,
standing on business.
I'm standing on business. Like I'm with that. And I'm ready to work at all times. I'm ready to create. So like my friends, like we'll be at a sports bar and I had this with me on the side just in case I need to like tap into some or idea come in my head. So like
a professional.
Yeah. I do it. So
that's wonderful. I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're gonna play a game now. Just gonna get to know you a little bit more personally now that we talked about, the deep work stuff. Like, so let's hop into it. So
I'm nervous, y'all.
I'm gonna pick a card for you. Don't be nervous. It's okay. Okay, it says, how can you become a better person? That's a good question.
Man, so many different ways, honestly. I mean, becoming more patient, I think is one of my key things that I'm lacking in right now.
Oh, okay.
I want success right now.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us too, I think we have a problem with comparing naturally with social media too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's hard not to. Like, it's human nature, honestly, and it's in our face all the time.
Yeah, and on Instagram specifically, we only post the good stuff.
The highlights.
We only post when stuff is popping. So
highlight reel.
So you start scrolling, you see they in Dubai, they in Costa Rica, they there. You like, dang, what am I on right now?
Yeah.
Like, let me go get my life right. So I think patience is like probably my number one thing I would say that would truly make me better. You know what I'm saying? And then I mean discipline. I keep saying it, but I think patience and discipline are the two things. I'm a nice dude. I don't think I need to. I don't need to change too much. I don't think. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Right. You're a great person.
Emma?
So let me go. Yes, I hope so. So I'll do one too, just so that it's not, one-sided. What part of your life works? What part of your life hurts? Oof. Dang, why I had to pick this one?
Keep it real now.
Dang, okay.
It's passion fruits. Don't be lying with passion fruits.
Okay, let me be vulnerable. A little vulnerable. Take a little sip.
New year, new me. So it's January. I'm drinking my water.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, what part of your life works? I feel like what works for me right now is, I'm gonna ask you this question too because it's so good. What works for my life right now is my consistency, my ability to have an idea and try.
Yeah,
I feel like that's my biggest strength. I'm not afraid to try. And then what part of your life hurts? I feel like what hurts is me trying to develop a better relationship with my dad. It's been really challenging and difficult, but I'm working on it nonetheless. Becoming better at forgiveness.
That's deep. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So what about you? This is a good question, so I want to ask you the same thing. What part of your life works?
What part of my life works? It's kind of similar to yours, honestly. Like we both are in the creative space, so like I'm that same guy where I'm like, an idea will hit my head, and someone else will have an idea, and they'll say it sounds dope, but they'll just like push it aside and never actually do it.
Yeah.
But I'll have an idea, and I'm literally about to about to go do it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's gonna work. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm about to go do it though. I'm about to go try it. You know what I'm saying? So I would lean on that, and then the part of my life that Hurts, man. That's deep. I would say for me, just like losing family. I'll say. I know it's real deep. So it's been a couple years now, but like a couple years ago, man, my family we had like a triple threat. We lost my grandfather, my auntie, and then my uncle. Like all within like a year span. It was the first time that like our immediate family really like took a hit. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't really know how to like manage that, you know what I'm saying, emotionally. And even now, like the family, like my family now back home, they do a way better job of like coming together for everything because now they know what the feeling of loss is. But I can just tell, even from a distance, even I'm talking to them, I can tell like it's almost like I feel like they're living in a fear now almost. Like and it's just this is my read on. I ain't even talking to my in the family said about it. Sometimes I feel like they're living in a sense of like, man, we might lose each other at any moment. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I don't know. It's an interesting. Everyone deals with loss different.
Yeah.
So for me, that's probably been like my biggest thing that's hurt. Now, it's day to day. So sometimes I might wake up, I'm thinking about my uncle randomly or my auntie randomly, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's probably the biggest thing.
Speaking of that, because I've been thinking a lot about my grandma that I was really close to before she passed. Do you feel like your relatives, you still feel them in your everyday life at times? Or like you go places and you like, it reminds you of them or like they like pop up into your mind at all?
Yeah, it'd be like random stuff. Like I've seen, like, I remember one time I was like out at a restaurant. I saw somebody who just like reminded me of my uncle. Like he didn't like look just like him, but it was something about the way he was walking, his swag. I'm like, dang, kind of like my Uncle Red a little bit. Like, and I've had I've had dreams a couple times too, where like I've seen my auntie in my dream and we talking. It's like, it's very rare that those happen, but it has happened. So no, it's definitely you definitely feel the energy and the spirit in certain moments. For sure.
I feel like that's what helps me. Like when I get sad, it's just like realizing that energy is always around.
Yeah.
So.
That's tough. Yeah, that's the toughest part I would say about like even now, like I am blessed to still have both my grandmothers here right now, but like they're getting older. You see it.
Yeah.
One of my grandmothers, her memory's getting really bad, so it's kind of sad. When you call her, she might think you're somebody else. It's like But I try to just appreciate that she's here.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I can talk to you right now, so that's just a blessing to know I can do that. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's wonderful. So speaking of that, since we're talking about, life, living it up, what are some things that are on your bucket list? What are 3 things on your bucket list?
Ooh, okay. 3 things. Number 1, so myself and my wife, we love traveling. And
oh yeah, I saw your post. How was that? Where did you guys go? Jamaica.
Oh, my favorite trip so far.
Oh, really?
It's like all us out there, everybody cool with vibing. It's like the water is warm. You eating just good food, rice and peas and Jamaican jerk,
I love Jamaican
chicken,
food.
plantains. Like you just vibing. So for me, I mean, we want to go like a new place every year.
Yeah.
So like I got Antigua on the list. We got Italy on the list. So we're trying to work some things out. Her birthday's in March, you know what I'm saying? So we're trying to see if we can just
get
add
a little vacation real quick.
Go somewhere. So that's definitely on the list. Number 2, I would say this is more from a professional like job standpoint. I want to get the Porch Podcast to a point to where if I decided that this is the only thing I wanted to do, I could do that because it's making enough money from that to where like this is my like. Because at that point, to me, that equals freedom.
Yeah.
When I own something and that thing that I own is funding my life.
Yeah.
And I don't have to answer to nobody.
Yeah. And technically, you could do a podcast from anywhere because you and your co-host, you do virtual a lot of the time, right?
Exactly. So, like, you get to that point, like, set my own vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally free. That, to me, it's the definition of freedom. So that's on the bucket list. And then 3rd, I want to interview like another like big name this year. I don't even know who though.
You
know what I'm saying? Like I had Lil Wayne, that was crazy.
That's crazy.
Then I did, Maya.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know.
So put it out there. Just who, if you first person that you would want.
Listen, Drake, if you wanna pull up Drake to the to the porch, if you wanna extend your brand even more, man, holla at your boy, man. Welcome to be a guest. I'm here. We here. Passion Fruit's here too. You know what I'm saying?
Great.
So
you always have a spot on my couch.
Anytime.
Yes. So, okay. So now that you've talked about that, your bucket list, I want to talk about, I think in our generation, a lot of people are like hesitant to like get married and, to have families and stuff like that. So do you want to talk about some of the benefits of having like a partner?
Yes.
Because I feel like having a partner is actually really amazing, and maybe some people just don't know the strengths of it. So maybe
I'm so glad you brought this up, man.
Yeah.
Our generation, we act like being married is like the lame thing now. It's like, you married? Like, like whoa, I'm tripping. Like it's like all my single homies and friends, so that like they promote. And again, it's not bad to be single either.
Yeah. If that's what you
no
want.
side is bad in my opinion.
It's what you want, right?
Exactly,
Personal preference.
Yeah, but like marriage is dope if you got the right partner. Like my life is extremely easier and better because of my wife. I told her she's made my life better. You know what I'm saying? Like it just little stuff, like obviously like the day-to-day stuff around the house, all that, but just like emotionally, you go through something at work and you stressed out, come home and be on this event to somebody who understands you, somebody who got your back when you know when you fall down, when you sick, having somebody like just everyday stuff that if you was by yourself, it's like you just gotta figure it out. It's like having somebody there. It's like, damn, just make it like it's a lifetime partner.
Yeah.
Obviously you got your struggles, you got your days where you don't fight being bothered as a human and you get into it with all that, but like that comes with anybody who you spend a lot of time with.
That's gonna happen.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It can be your best friend if y'all hang out all the time. Y'all gonna probably get into it at some point.
Yeah.
But like overall, man, it's like it's dope to be able to share new experiences and help motivate each other to like accomplish like your goals, and you help her get to her goal. And it's like you see the changes, evolution of both people growing too. So marriage is dope. You gotta find the right person though.
Yeah.
So don't rush it.
Don't just pick anybody. But that is so good. Okay.
What's your view on marriage? I'm just curious. Keep it real. Don't lie. Passion fruits.
I won't. So I feel like marriage could be beneficial.
Could, okay.
I feel like it's more beneficial for men than it is for women at times.
Please explain.
Okay. I'm happy that we're having this conversation because I don't know, recently getting more wiser and just eyes becoming more open. It just seems like
take your time.
As a woman, finding a man who also wants to support you and not have you be like a second-class citizen to him can be challenging. Because for someone like me who always have something, like I'm always doing something. I'm music, whether it's now I'm doing the podcast, I do a lot of stuff and I've had successes, and it's just like sometimes that can intimidate people, and finding someone who isn't so conditioned to feel like you have to be like over someone or like I have to be better than you in this for me to be with you. Like they might not outright say that, but sometimes in the actions you can just see how people can like maybe be jealous of like me living a fulfilled life. And I feel like it could be beneficial. So if it happens for me, and I find the right person, it's always the right person.
Always.
Then I think it's great. But if I feel like I don't find that person, then I would be equally as fine not ever like experiencing it. Because I want to always feel like I am surrounding myself with people who want me to be happy, just like I would want for them. So I feel like as a woman, it could be challenging at times, depending on what kind of woman you are, what you want for yourself. So yeah, it could be. It's not good or bad. I don't think that it's bad, but it can be more beneficial sometimes, I feel like, for men because it just is. You guys get the perks. Like, you guys get so many perks. Women usually take on a lot of the housework.
Okay, keep going. I was about to ask you what perks we get. I'm just curious.
Women usually do a lot of like house labor. Right. We take care of things. Not in every relationship, but true majority of the time, if you're looking at how Americans like the dream wife or whatever, we're supposed to do the cooking, take on a lot of the family responsibility. Normally we're the like the first parent. So like if something happens at school, we're the ones who's gonna leave. And it's just a lot. It's a lot of sacrifices for women. So it's like I think it's only beneficial for women if you find a partner who wants to be a partner to you.
Got you. That's a beautiful answer. I was just curious. I can't disagree because everybody's experience is different.
Yeah.
And I do think a lot of what you said is true. Men, we have big egos.
Yeah.
Man. So if you're dating a woman who having a ton of success and doing all this stuff, it can be intimidating because also in America, men are taught to like be the breadwinner.
Exactly.
And women too. Let's keep it real, keep it funky. Y'all, especially online social media, women are promoting, like, if you ain't making X, Y, and Z, you can't even come see me. Cheesecake Factory. You can't. So it's like, hold on, y'all the ones pushing that off the rip.
Yeah.
So as a man, it's like, well, I gotta hustle and make this money then. So it's like, if I can see how a man could feel like a little maybe less than, so to speak.
Yeah, or insecure about that.
Insecure because the society and the culture has pushed it out that money and the amount of money you make dictates what type of level of a man your worth as a man. And that's not fair. It's not true either. There's a lot of things that men bring to the table that's far greater and bigger than money.
Yeah.
But that's how we push it out. So I'm saying, like, I agree with a lot of what you said, but I think there's reasoning behind why men may feel intimidated or whatever is because it's all full circle. So I think both sides can just be honest like we doing now.
Yeah.
And just kind of have an honest, open conversation. I think it will eliminate some of those issues. So.
Yeah. Because people that I look up to, I don't know, have you ever heard of Shan Boudreaux?
Shambudi.
Yeah. So I really like her relationship because like they work as a partnership. It seems like they both help each other. He's not like intimidated by the fact that she has like the larger platform. They work together. Something like that. I would need someone who is not like worried about what everybody else is thinking, you know, because I feel like that's the root of the insecurity. Like, well, how do I look if she's doing this and she got all this going on and I don't have, and then that affects what we have, you know, it's like, I don't want none of that.
I wonder, do you need like another creative, like, I feel like they might understand you more, like another actor, whoever. I don't know.
I've dated mostly creative people, and I feel like I almost prefer, I'm not dating anybody.
Are you?
Technically.
Ooh.
But, I mean,
passion fruit. Where's my ISO at? Where's my ISO? She said technically. She said technically, y'all.
Technically, but like, I'm like interested. I guess I'll say this. You know that.
Look at your face right now. Your eyes. And whoever hey, brother, you doing a good job.
I'm so done.
You doing what you're doing, brother.
Having someone who isn't into that, I feel like is better because he's more comfortable just supporting what I got going on because it's not a competition. It's not like, oh, well, I got my thing and my thing isn't doing well, but your thing is doing good. And because I've had that. I've done all of that. It's not fun. So.
I hear you, man. Well, I'm going to say this, we can move forward. Don't lose the faith.
Yeah, I'm always open.
Don't let the past dictate the future. So.
Absolutely. That is freaking amazing. So let's see. We're at 38 minutes. Can we talk about the ads real quick? Because I did forget to bring up the ads. So you guys, if you guys would like to have your things on the podcast, like if you want to have your products around on the set, definitely go to passionfruitsla.com. We have different kinds of advertisements. So basically you can do placement. You can have us do like a in-person commercial, like how I just showed you guys with my rose water. If that is of interest to you in any way, definitely go ahead to passionfruitsla.com and sign up to be a sponsor today, okay? So, all right. Is there anything on your mind that you want to talk about? Oh, what about your clothing line?
Yes, man. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Live for Today clothing brand, man. Shout out to my business partner, FA. We started this brand about 3 years ago. It's an athleisure brand. So we got sports bras, leggings, hoodies, T-shirts, you know, you name it. A lot of fitness and just lifestyle wear with a positive message on it. You know what I'm saying? So we have things that, you know, we got a Be You set. Just reminding people to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Elevate set. So we kind of use our gear as a proponent to push out a positive message.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anybody's interested, man, go to LFT. There you go. The production team right here, man.
Hey, can we get a round of applause for that studio?
You going crazy in here. You know who's doing like this. So right now, you can see it's the website, man. LFTclothingbrand.com, man. Get your merch, man. Everything you need, man. It's comfortable. It's relaxing. And that's what it is, man. Live for today.
Okay. So wonderful. So before we get into wrapping things up, I did want to ask you, because I feel like this is a podcast for doers. That's my intention. I want to make a podcast for people who are interested in like whatever it is, going after it, doing it, executing it. Has there ever been a moment where you have quit or you took an extended break, like with anything besides the football? Because we talked about that. And how did you come back from that?
Every moment that I quit.
Because not every moment is a happy moment. And sometimes even when you are focused and you know what you want to do and you're being positive, there are times where it's just like hard moments, you know? How do you get through push through?
I haven't quit.
Yeah.
I can't, nothing comes to my mind where I'm like, I just quit. But it's been plenty of moments. every week, actually every week, but a lot of weeks where I'm like, man, is this worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like those moments where it's like, man, I'm doing all this and that, it got 100 views. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I did all this work behind it. The people, but people don't understand the work it goes in to be a creative, an independent creative with the editing and the cutting and the slicing, the get. So sometimes I have those moments, I'm like, man, like, I feel like I'm great mentally, but the results aren't always great. And then you just have those moments where it's like, man, and for me, I just think it's just, I'll take a break from whatever I'm doing when I get in that space.
Yeah.
I also vent to the wife.
Yeah,
this is a moment to have. If it's a marriage, I know everybody can't do that. But if she's a nurse, so sometimes she at work and I can't vent to her right now. So in those times, man, I'll try to just sit down like in silence, man. It's power in that. You know what I'm saying? As I've gotten older, just being in my car with no radio, nothing, just quiet. In this LA traffic, I'm in there for an hour, just quiet. And just, I don't know, it's a way of just recentering my thoughts. Because what I've learned with me, one of my issues is when I get in those bad spaces, I'll pile on everything negative, like everything going on that's frustrated me. You know what I'm saying? Something the wife did, some with the job, some with the family back home. And it's like it piles on and it puts you in a real negative space. So sometimes I have to just sit back and all right, hold on. Take this one step at a time. One thing at a time. It ain't that serious, whatever it is. Because most time it ain't. Most time we be in our own head.
It's just piling up, like you said. Like it's like one thing too many, and it's like.
So the answer to your question, I guess, is for me, talk to the wife, just taking a beat, taking a break, and just self-reflecting, just listen to my own thoughts. Obviously, prayer. I'm always preach that because that's just what I do, and it just my life is crazy to me. Like to me, my life is a living testimony. There's no way I should be here by the book of if people know being kicked out of apartments, moving in with my best friend for months, like my lifestyle, like you know what I'm saying, like I shouldn't be where I'm at technically. So I have to give credit to God. At the end of the day, that's what it is. So,
And so what's your why also? Like what's the big meaning behind what you're doing? Like just in general, like no matter what the projects are, like what is that thing that you feel like you're here to do that keeps you going, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and I still don't feel like I have the full answer to that yet.
You're still figuring it out.
But I have thoughts of what I think it is. But the thoughts of what I think it is, man. Like people have always said my whole life, like Darnell, just like his energy is just so good, so positive. I naturally make people around me comfortable. I make them happy. I make them feel better for whatever reason. That's just my natural gift. Not even trying, just me being Darnell. When I interviewed Lil Wayne at the end of the segment, he said, "Darnell, your energy is effing contagious." He told me that, and I was like, man, I just sat there and thought about that. I'm like, not being cocky, but I think it is for whatever reason. So I think I have whatever my big purpose is. It has something to do with helping make people not just feel better because emotions go up and down. But I think just helping inspire people. Now I know that's a very broad. Inspire is a broad word, so I don't know what's going to be the exact avenue. But the fact that I'm in media. I don't know. Maybe 20 years from now, I might be doing speeches and stuff. I don't know what it is. Something
motivational.
I have no idea. I think I'm gonna be able to use my natural personality, my platform, whatever that platform is at that time, to be able to inspire people to be their best self. That's my thought. But like every day, man, I'll be 30 in a couple weeks. So I'm still just learning and figuring out. So,
I like that. I like that answer. I feel like for me, I like to put people into doing what they want to do. So like I realize like even through my music, whether I'm throwing events, I like to be somebody's first, like, oh, you're the first person who let me do my DJ thing. Oh, this is my first show. Oh wow, I never got paid to be a dancer in the music. Like calling people out to do what they love is what I like to do. So
that's fire.
Yeah, so I feel like that's my driving force behind everything. Like even the podcast is just like having people come out to talk about what they're doing so they can inspire somebody else. Because obviously, like I'm just one person, so like I can't impact everybody in my immediate circle. But then like being able to have this podcast and to maybe inspire somebody that I'll never meet to be like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and shoot my first podcast or hear somebody else's story because something that you said today could help somebody else to just keep going. So I just want to say thank you for coming on the podcast.
Of course, it's an honor. Thank you for bringing me on here. The setup is crazy. I didn't know y'all was doing it like this.
Hey, you gotta do it.
I would have came suited and booted. I knew that.
Hey, do some Passion Fruits production.
Yes.
So let's do some affirmations to close it out.
Love it.
Let's see. You have to close your eyes because you can see.
And real quick, you got that string got caught in your hair right here. I want you to move that real quick.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you. See, you got my back.
Yeah. So I'm close my eyes. All right.
Okay, and then you can pick a card.
Okay. One card, right? Okay. Ooh, my hands are sticky. All right, there we go. That one card. All right.
Okay, and it's a funny picture, but read the front and the back. We all have a body. So.
I didn't say nothing.
I'm just saying for the viewers at home.
Yeah. Okay. Affirmation. It's my body. I am in control of how I feel in it. I love that.
Yeah.
Reminder, my body is worth more than the value others put on it.
Okay. Yep.
And then the practice. Stop using negative language to describe your body. You are not a before picture. Enjoy your body how it is now.
Wow.
Fill in the blank. My body reminds me of. Ooh, what's a good one? My body reminds me of a God.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think of the highest level or something. My body.
There was some bass in that.
The God, because I felt that. You know what I mean? I feel we got God in it. So I just feel like I'm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is love, hard work, passion. Different examples you could use. But yeah, my body's I love my body.
Wonderful.
And I'm glad I got the good. When I was growing up, I was always a chubby kid. I've always been a chubby kid. You know, you little kid, they call you fat, you know, when you're young. When you're young, that stuff affect you though.
Yeah.
You like 9 years old. Like, damn, like you didn't see Shorty over here? You standing in front of the girls over here? You know, as you get older, it's like whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like I think this is an important message for people that, you know, especially right now, it's January. A lot of people, you know, hitting the gyms now, something like that. So appreciate the journey, appreciate where you at now. And then also appreciate the growth when, you know, if you are trying to better your body, appreciate each phase, each level, each step. You know what I'm saying? So I love
And
that.
then also I feel like that's a cool card that you picked that because, you know, when you had your knee thing, like you're more valuable than, you know, if you have some slip ups with your body or you have an injury or something like that, you just never know what else is in store for you and you still have your value is still the same, you know, no matter.
I'm more than football.
Exactly. You're more than football and we're more than what we do. So like this is a podcast for the doers, but always know, like, even if you're in your down season when, you know, you're not doing much or, you know, it's just not available for you to maybe produce something or create something, you are still valuable and in the right time, like everything will unfold and you will be able to continue on your path. So never give up, you guys. Thank you so much. Before we get out of here, I do want to remind you guys that we're going to be having an event April 7th. Make sure you guys come out to the Spring Festival for Passion Fruits vendors. We have opportunities for you to come and be a part. We're going to have a live podcast. So I want to invite you as well. If you want to come out to that event, bring your wife, your family. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have artists. We're going to have music, food, good vibes, and just we're bringing Passion Fruits back, but in a different way. So you guys, as always, stay beautiful, stay encouraged, stay inspired. This has been Passion Fruits, the podcast, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace.